In the 17 and 1800s, the word consort or relic meant wife. And if you will go out to the cemetery to Anne Elizabeth Epps Connor Graham's tombstone, no wonder they called her Betsy, that's a long name. Her tombstone will read consort of John Davidson Graham. And on the grave of Millie Elmira Womack Nixon, the word resurgimus means rise again. And this word is on the back side of her tombstone. Another interesting story is of John McCall, who was born in 1767 and died November the 11th, 1801. These words are on his tombstone. Who in health left home November the 10th, 1801, and went to a fair. The evening of the same day fell among the sons of cruelty, and in consequence of abuse received of them, died the next night in the 35th year of age. Okay, and this large Bible right here was dedicated by Unity to Corporal William Preston Long, who was killed in action November the 16th, 1944 in France. And one of the most famous people is Governor Hutchins Gordon Burton. He was the governor of North Carolina from 1825 to 1827. He and his cousin, Robert Burton of Lincoln County, were on their way to Robert's home, and they stopped to spend the night at a place called the Wayside Inn. Hutchins was taken ill and died within 24 hours on April the 21st, 1836. And there is a John Nixon who died in 1865, and he had an interesting but depressing read. Remember me as you pass by, as you are now, so once was I. As I am now, you soon shall be. Therefore, prepare to follow me. Okay, and Elizabeth Tuck was born in 1751 and died March the 5th, 1777, and she is the oldest known grave in the cemetery. She was 26 years old, and her grave is marked by a fieldstone, and that's just like an old pointed rock. I couldn't find anything on her parents or where she came from. Sometimes people would be passing through this area, going to another state, or they were visiting someone here. They would die and be buried here at Unity. So take a trip to the cemetery and see if you can help me find her fieldstone. We used to have a large well house that sat out here outside the graveyard that contained all the shovels and picks, because the men of the church used to dig the graves when someone died. So one Saturday, the men and the boys were cleaning up the graveyard. This was their duty of the church, and they were preparing for homecoming. If anyone remembers Barry Lucky, we used to call him Hoss, because as a child he was just a big person, you know, tall and big. Well, these boys got tired of helping the men clean, so they decided they would jump the tombstones. So Hoss jumped one, and when he got over to the other side, he sank up in a grave up to his armpits. His voice went up about 2 octaves. He sounded like a little girl. Needless to say, he told me that he never did jump another tombstone. So I looked at him and told him, that's what you get, you little heathen, for jumping those tombstones.